We're back with our Smoky Quartz. It's we have both light and dark pieces, which is fantastic. And as you can see, it's pretty rough shape. No pun intended. Well, sort of. Yeah, that one's almost black. That is so cool. But as you can see, there's a lot of shaping that needs to be done to these. So this is also going to be that experiment with the 4670. Quartz is really a really hard stone. It's like a Mo 7. We got some nice medium ones. Oh, look at that. Got some nice rainbows inside there. Cool. I wonder how much it's getting our 6-pound barrel. This is just 4 pounds right here. And we've got, you know, a lot of different sizes. You know, we've got some pretty big chunks. And some smaller pieces, which makes it good for tumbling. I think I'm going to try and put all these dark ones in. Not the chips, though. We've got a lot of chips in the wash bin. We can start for our other project. But yeah, so Smoky Quartz is going to run probably for months. We're going to start it in the 4670. We really want to jumpstart it. The other quartz that we ran just took so long that we just want to speed it up a little. This one's really pretty darn crushed. I'm going to take this one out right now. See all that? I'm just going to make it a garden stone right from the get-go. No point. It might be a garden stone too. Alright, I think I can actually put a little bit more in here. I have like another 4 or 5 pounds. I think this is like half full. I think you could do 1 more pound. Alright, I'll be right back. Much better. It's filling it really well. I don't want to have that same mistake that we had before where we overfilled it and nothing was able to tumble. So I think this will be alright. We're going to put some sugar to make the slurry thicker. I'm going to put 3. This is a 6-pound barrel. I think 3, and we'll see what it does to the slurry. Probably not make it enough. Then the 4670, because this has got a lot to go, a long way to go. We're going to need 6, so it's 2, 3, 5, 6. All right, I'm going to close up. Close up our grit, put it away, because we don't want contamination. All right, and now we just need to add some water and put it on the rotary, and we'll see it next week, and we'll see what happens. And we are starting with our Smoky Quartz. Last week, we decided to run an experiment and see if running 4670 grit with no ceramic media prior to a normal coarse run of 6090. And, you know, I think it's actually working. We retained some mass, but a lot of the rough edges, you know, you can see here are starting to smooth out already. So I think that this really will shorten our time in coarse. Now, we did run this as an experiment on a harder stone. And so far, week 1 of the experiment, I'm pretty happy with. I mean, obviously, this quartz needs a ton of work. But, you know, I think it's bringing us to where we need to be. Excuse me. We are, I think, ahead of the game. So the 4670, for quartz anyway, I would suggest is a good thing to do. Okay. I mean, obviously, you know, we have some beautiful darker pieces, some lighter pieces, you know, some nice in-betweeners. Has a ton of work that needs to be done, so it's not going anywhere quickly. But compared to what it looked like last week, with all those jagged edges, I think we're doing pretty good. Now, we did, of course, have some breakage, which is to be expected. You know, we have these chips everywhere, lots of them. And we had started a chip bag last week, you know, when it was in its pure, I don't know if you can see that, in its pure rough form. We had some, and now we've got quite a bit more that I've started over here. And as we find it, we're just going to put it in that chip bag. So pieces like this need, you know, they're going to run in 60-70 for a long time. But I don't want to lose a ton of mass. I'm very nervous about running this in 4670 for a second week. Although that would be a really good experiment. Things that make you go, Lots of inclusions. There's a nice big pit there. Wow. Wonder if we did run this in 4670 for a second week, what would happen? I'm very tempted to do it. But, you know, pieces like this one, well, you know, they're going to be all over the place. Ooh. Lots of chips. Lots and lots of chips. So if I ran this for a second week in 4670 and I added ceramic media for cushioning, it kind of would defeat the purpose and it would just chew away at that ceramic media. I don't know. It's a good point to ponder for a moment. Now we do want to keep these videos shorter, so I'm going to finish the rest of this examination off camera. Oh, things are looking pretty dark on this. Let's see if we can add some flash, if that'll lighten things up a little. Quartz is, you know, I'm trying to make up my mind on camera, so that's kind of a tricky thing to do. If I want to run this one more week in 4670. Super coarse grit. Because some of these pieces are ready for normal 60-90 coarse grit. It's all silicone carbide. I'm having a feeling. I don't know about you guys, but I think we're going to run it one more week in the 4670 and see if it really progresses any better or if it just chews it all away. Wow, that's a nice piece. Yeah. I mean, like, something like this is ready for 4690. And there I go hitting the camera. And then pieces like this, obviously, are going to need more work. You could start splitting the batch right from the get-go. But that defeats, I don't know. Got to do what the stones tell us to do. The stones are the boss. What's your opinion? Put it in the comments below. If you were in my shoes, would you run this a second week in 4670 coarse grit with no ceramic media? With ceramic media, God, I would just chew the ceramic media right up. Got a lot of breakage, which we knew we were going to get. I don't know. I'm in a quandary. It's literally 50-50 both ways. Okay. I said I was going to do this off camera, and here we are almost finished with it. All right, folks. Be back in just a minute. Okay. I've made up my mind. We're going to run the Smoky Quartz in 4670 for an additional week. Just the way it is. We're going to run it for a second week. No ceramic media. The whole purpose of this is experimentation. It's in our 6-pound barrel. As you can see, we still have a lot in here. We have not. Hang on, let's fix this. Let's get a better view. There's a lot left in here. We did not lose a lot of mass. The slurry was actually kind of thin, which I was surprised at. Yeah. All right, one more week in 4670, and we will see how much that jump starts the project. Fingers crossed. And we're back with our Smoky Quartz. We have a lot of chippage. This experiment was putting it in 4670 heavy grit for 2 weeks, no ceramic media, and we've lost a lot of mass. A ton of mass has been lost. But it's rounding nicely. So that's a good sign. We do have a lot of chips, but again, without ceramic media, it's to be expected. And just kind of taking a look at it. We got a lot of little tiny stones here. So, not quite as nice as I was hoping it was going to turn out. I mean, some of these are really, really super dark. Let's get the light on it here. Which, you know, the really dark ones are kind of cool. And we've got some gray ones. Kind of all different colors here. As you can see, the lock here can fit in my palm, which means they're kind of small. Which is disappointing because these were much larger when we started. They were a really good size still last week. We're more this big size. So that's a little disheartening, but it's good to know this week we're going to be adding ceramic media and we're going to move it to 4690 grit. I'm going to see some inclusions in that. So these little tiny ones, I'm going to continue to polish, you know, to roll in the tumbler, to use as filler until they start getting so small that they'll be Zen garden size. Yeah, that's just a good old chip. Let's just put that with the chips. So yeah. Wow, this one's super cool. I don't know if you can see that. See all those inclusions? That's really awesome. So, what I've learned in our experiment so far with the Smoky Quartz is I would do 1 week in the 4670 and then move it to the 6090 with ceramic media. Kind of, yeah, I think that's exactly what I'll do. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to make sure I have all the chips, and we are going, you know, to put those with our little Smoky Quartz chip project we have going. There's a lot of these that are going to end up, I think, in the Zen garden in the next week or two. But we're going to use it for filler for right now. And, yeah. See where we go from there. Nice little smoky. Not a whole lot to say about this. It's kind of the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. It's semi-smooth. I mean, there's a whole lot of work that needs to be done to it, but the surface, the flat surfaces are relatively smooth. So the 4670 did do its job by taking off all these sharp edges, and the 4690 is, the 6090 grit is just going to continue to refine it. That's a relatively nice piece. Wow. Ooh, see inside there? See those inclusions? It's so cool. Okay. Yeah. And we're back with our Smoky Quartz, which is in our 6090 grit for 3 weeks now. It did spend 2 weeks in 4670. So we've lost a lot of mass on the quartz, but it seems to be stabilized now. We definitely need a lot more work on this 6090. So like all this rough here. Wonder if that would benefit from a... Let's do an experiment. And let's use the flat lap to slice this off, or grind it flat, and then we'll put it back in the 6090. We'll just get rid of some of these really bad spots and see how quickly it does tend to move things forward. So we'll just line up what needs to be lapped, and we will see if it just needs more 6090 on its own. Now I did go through the ceramic media, and it has no, as I say that I find a piece. I thought I found all the chipping. Let's just do one more quick look. Yep, that's it. Okay, we found some chips here. Got some chips. And I'm going to take a better... Found some chips, and then we're going to continue to look at this. This is just needing more and more work. Okay, so the chips go over there. That could use a flat lap. We got a whole variety of colors with this Smoky Quartz, from nearly, I don't want to say clear, but from a really light gray to really super dark, almost opaque. So it was a good round of, a good mix of color in this Smoky Quartz. Oh, look at that, we got a little piece of rainbow. You see that? How cool. I always feel lucky when we find these little rainbows in the quartz. And it kind of almost looks like a little robot. That looks like a robot inside there. There's his little head. Whoops, there's his little head. Little arms. Center of the body is a rainbow. His legs. We have a trapped robot in our quartz, people. That's really cool. How nifty. So cool. Okay. There's a lot to go through here. This is in our 6-pound barrel. And there's a lot to go through. I sincerely doubt anything in this barrel is going to be ready to move forward to medium. But we will be able to pull out what needs to go to the flat lap, and then come back and then rejoin into the 6090. Oh, look at that. This, I think, is, if you can see the way that shines, and this is dry and it looks like it's wet, that's where chipping came out of. I think this great big piece, this honk right here, is going to come out too. So we're going to take our chisel to that and get rid of it. And then it can join our chip. The part we take off will join our chip bag. You know, gosh, that's ready to go to 120. Look at that. Did have one ready. There's a lot going on with this barrel. We're going to have stuff for 120, stuff for the flat lap, stuff for the chisel, stuff that's just ready to go back in 60-90. Woo, we got a whole lot to go here. I'm going to go through and do this off camera because our videos have gotten ridiculously long. And I know it's kind of frustrating because the rock tumblers out there, this is the part they need to see, how to do the separation. Wow, that's nifty. That's a 120. You know, how you know, what, a lot of it's subjective though. It's like, what is your level of perfection that you think a stone can move on to the next stage? Like, there's no way I would move this on to a 120 because of this pit here, this little valley. I want this line removed, that fracture mark. So now I have to figure out what tool do I need to make that happen. Like, do I chisel and break the piece in half? It's pretty small and I don't really want to do that. Do I use a Dremel and just kind of smooth it out? I don't know. I definitely don't want to use a flat lap because that will just devour the stone down to nothing. So, you know, that's a decision I have to make on which method to make these better. Wow. Precision stones. A lot of this quartz is going to be issues. That can go to 120. Wow, a lot more of this can go to 120 than I thought. Pretty pleased about that. It's mostly these clearer pieces. It still needs 120, or still needs 60-90. The more familiar you get with what your grits do, the easier it is to make decisions on what needs to happen. I think that can go one more week. And 60-90. Because if it needs more shaping and more sharp edges need to come off, 60-90 is going to do it. If it's like pretty much smooth and just needs some fine tuning, then the 120-220 works. I think so much of this is going to stay in 60-90. Okay, I'm going to continue to do this barrel off camera. It did spend 2 weeks in 4670 grit, which is the super heavy, to help smooth, you know, and get rid of the rough edges. And then it spent 2 weeks in 6090. And as you can see, you know, we're getting really smooth. We're getting rid of a lot of the external rough edges, you know, the sharpness. It's rounding nicely. We got rid of a lot of the chippage. Smoky quartz is looking awesome. We got a good variety from almost clear to super dark and opaque. Just lovely. Got a nice little gray one here. This one almost looks like moonstone, but it's not. It's smoky quartz. Here's one that's still damp. X marks the spot. But you can see the shaping is so nice. I'm going to go through and do a super fine inspection. And I'm pretty sure a lot of this is going to be ready to move forward to 120 grit to medium. We're really excited about that. So our smoky quartz is doing lovely. Yeah. If you have any questions about the process or anything that's rock tumbling related, please leave it in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. These nifty. We got a lot of barrels. We're running 12 barrels this week. Really, really nice. I already went through the ceramic media. There was no chippage in it. So that's good. So like that's got a little bit of a rough spot. Might hold that back for another week. Because this one's a little rough too. I don't know, we'll see. Pretty cool. Okay, that's it for our smoky quartz. Smoky quartz, we've got some really dark, almost opaque smoky in here, which is really kind of cool. You know, right to our, whoops, to the lighter smoky quartz that we're used to seeing. We got every shade in between in this batch. So we're going to go through it really carefully and see what's ready to move forward and what has to do one more week in 60-90. I think that can go forward. Yeah. You can see there's still some surface imperfection there. I really don't think the 120 is going to fix. These are really moving along quite nicely. I don't think I rinsed them well enough. They have a little bit of a grit feel to them. Normally it doesn't. There's a piece of damage. I didn't find any chips or broken ceramic media when I went through that. Really pretty stuff. And it's just, you know, when you're tumbling, I mean, it's up to you what your level of perfection is that you want. You know, it's up to you and your intuition when you think it's ready to move forward to the next stage. And I just think this one's going to stay behind. That's going to stay behind. I can almost see my fingers through that. See that pattern, that kind of sandy feel? That shouldn't be there. That should not be there at all. I think it's definitely going to need another week. We want to just smooth that surface out more. It's harder to see on a dry piece. But if you look real careful, you can see it. Yeah, I think these could go one more week, and very few are going to move forward to 120. Every piece has that weird sandy, granular feel. I mean, it's not coming off, so it's not grit. It's just a bumpy surface. And quartz, like, rarely ever has a bumpy surface. How long has this been running? 3 weeks already? Yeah, I think I could probably do a 4th week in 60-90. I mean, it's rounded. All the sharp edges are off. Just not happy with that surface. Okay. Smoky Quartz. It's going back in the barrel for 60-90. See you next week, Smoky Quartz. And we're back with our Smoky Quartz. It has spent a month in 60-90 silicone carbide grit. And I think there was a couple of weeks before that, 1 or 2 weeks in the 46-70, which was the super heavy. And we're moving along really good. So at the 6-week level, we are finally ready to move to medium. And some of the pieces are so dark, they're almost opaque, which is kind of cool. You know, really, really dark smoky quartz. And to some, you know, medium. I've got some medium gray, you know, smoky, some medium brown gray, taupe, I don't know what color you'd call it. It's getting a little clearer as we move forward. So we've got a really nice variation of colors. So I was very happy with that. We lost some mass in this last 6 weeks, but not too much. I mean, we still have some really good tumble size. This one's almost a clear quartz. And it doesn't look clear right now because the grit has marred and frosted the surface. Now as it goes through 120 and 500 and 1000 grade grits, it just refines the surface and refines the surface and refines the surface so that it ends up almost clear, if not clear. And when I say clear, I mean we can see all the inclusions on the inside. I mean, it's not like, you know, glass clear. But wow, it does get really pretty. We'll see. You'll see it as we go through. We have some smaller pieces here. They're still too big for the Zen garden. They're great for grids, for those that do grid work. You know, people always wonder, what do you do with these stones? Well, there's a lot of things you can do with them. But this is not a metaphysical show today. Look at that. These are great. These are turning out really nice. I think not rushing it and giving it its time. Losing our focus on this. And giving it its time, you know, to run in the heavier grits. It's giving us a better product in the end. Wow. These are really cool. All right, the smoky is finally ready to move forward. Not sure about that. Oh, no, that's okay. When I say okay, it wasn't a defect, it was just part of the stone. Oh yeah, these are really absolutely ready to move forward. And they do feel nice and smooth. They're not gritty, they're not sandy, which quartz really never is anyway, but it had a really super good rinse today. So let me see if I can reach this here. My handy dandy squirt bottle of tap water. This is what I'm talking about, clear. You see how you can see through it? When it's polished, it'll get this look. So you see the inclusions inside of it. The surface is kind of, you know, clear. You can see, you know, through it. So I have a feeling that a lot of the smoky is going to turn out like that, which is what we want. It's going to be really cool. Very happy. Smoky Quartz finally leaving the Coarse grit. Alrighty. And we're back with our Smoky Quartz. It has been running in 120, 220 medium grit, which is a silicone carbide. We've gone through the ceramic media and it looks fine. We're not finding any chippage. Back to the Smoky Quartz. We've got different colors from really pale. Oh, you can see some inclusion. Cool. Yeah, to these nice clear ones. It's ready to go to 500. To these really super dark, nearly, well, opaque smokies. Really cool. Wow, that one feels super good. And again, we kind of base it on feel, on whether it's ready to move to the next stage. Because our eyes can deceive us. There's that little corner. I want more work. So we'll hold it back. Anything we're going to hold back, we're going to move to the left. Anything moving forward, we move to the right. That's got a rough edge to it. That one can go forward. I want that one worked on a little more. So these are starting to dry, so they're kind of half wet, half dry. We're getting some rainbow that you can see in some of them, which is really kind of cool. That one's ready. Wow. I'm amazed this week has just been very productive. So much is moving forward. I've got a lot of different sizes of this quartz. Like this is really almost Zen garden size. It's really tiny. Now we had actually in the beginning, sorry, Mr. Piece of Quartz. In the beginning of this, it started out in our 5670 silicone carbide grit. And we did a week of that with no ceramic media to really jumpstart it so that we could see if we could cut down how much time it spends in the rougher grades of grit. And I think it really did a good job. Because then it spent, I don't know, 3 weeks a month in Coarse, the regular 6090, and then 1 week in 120. And I think that so much of this is ready to go to 500 that little experiment so totally worked. Wow. Holy cow, this Smoky Quartz has just amazed me. That's got so much in it, it's almost like a light lavender. It's almost a purple. Huh. It's a smoky. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. This is amazing. I'm really super excited. Gosh. Look at this. This is just, it's feeling just fabulous. Wow. This ceramic media looks great. No chippage in it. And we're back with our Smoky Quartz. It's our last barrel in 500 pre-polish this week, and it's looking pretty good. And we've probably maybe do one more week. Yeah, I'm thinking one more week will help with this crazy, the frosting on the stones. I know Smoky Quartz is kind of not necessarily super clear to begin with, but I think we can get it closer. I think we can get it closer. It's looking super good. It feels really good in the hand. It's very silky smooth. You can't feel any of these fractures. I mean, it could probably run to 1,000. But I'd like to give it one more week in 500. Just because it seems like the quartzes really respond well to that. And by respond well, I mean that the frosting on the outside just clears up. It gets those little scratches from the grit gets more microfine, and the more refined it gets, the clearer I think that the outside becomes. I mean, there's nothing you can do about inclusions on the inside, but you want to be able to see those inclusions. Like this one looks like it's all, fractured and frosty and nasty, but really those are the inclusions. That's not the outside. That's inside the stone. Yeah, I think we're going to give it one more week. And you see how it just gets more and more clear. Even these dark pieces. Okay, really super fast this week. Smoky Quartz is going to go one more week in 500 before we move it to 1,000. I mean, it technically is ready to go now, but we're going to move it forward. It's in really good shape. Really in good shape. I don't want to move it forward. I want to just show how much better this can get by having an extra week in the 500. Oh, you can see little rainbows down there. Sweet. And we're back with our Smoky Quartz that's in 500. So which is a pre-polish of aluminum oxide. It's looking fairly good. It's feeling really nice. And I think, it's clearing up a lot. Let's dry this one. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a polish already, as you can see. Oh yeah, that one can move forward. Oh, these feel so nice. Wow, look at all that's inside there. Lots of beautiful inclusions on this stone. Okay, the Smoky Quartz. 2 weeks in 500. I think that did the job. I think we're going to move this on to 1,000. Give it a good wash cycle. Yeah, these are looking really, really nice. That other batch is just going to take a while to catch up. Let's see through that. Nice. Okay, super fast for the... Oh, that looks kind of beat up. But you can't feel it, so that's all internal. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I think the Smoky Quartz is definitely ready for wash cycle, and then move to 1000. Perfect. Yay! Alright, that was a super fast video for the Smoky Quartz and 500 grit, or 500 pre-polish. Ready for wash cycles, ready for 1000. Alright, so we're Smoky Quartz. It spent 9 days in our, our 1000 aluminum oxide pre-polish grit, and it's looking pretty good. I haven't found any chips in the media. These are looking pretty good. Ooh, that looks like a fire and ice piece there. All that crackle inside. Pretty cool. Lots of little rainbows. Yeah, this is turning out really nice. Ooh. Really pretty. Okay, I'm going to say that this Smoky Quartz is ready to go to polish. All right, there's only 2 pieces that I pulled out that were iffy. Wow, you see that rainbow? There was only 2 pieces that were iffy, and we're going to hold those back. So Smoky Quartz is ready to move on to polish. My goodness, getting things completed today. So we're going to start with Smoky Quartz this week, which is in polish, and it's been in polish for a week, and it's turning out, I gotta say, pretty darn marvelous. Whew, there we are. Look at that Smoky Quartz. Look at the shine on that. It's gotten so clear. Let's see what we've got here. Of course, there's always going to be a little bit of slurry until the burn. Smoky quartz. Just beautiful. Wow. That fire and ice crackle in there, rainbows, everything. That's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Wow. Let's see if we can get what else is in here. I think it's just smoky. Yep. Wow. Lovely shine. Oof. Can't wait to get this out of the burnish cycle. So lovely. A beautiful shine. The surface is so glassy smooth. So pretty. I'm definitely calling this barrel a success. Oh my goodness. Just look at everything that's going on inside that stone. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm going to go wash off the rest of these. And we'll be back. Oh, let's look at this one. And then we'll go wash them off. And we'll be back to see what they look like rinsed off before they go into a burnish. It's a really wet paper towel. That's just amazing. Smoky Quartz is in aluminum oxide polish for 1 week. And it did the job. Oh my. So pretty. Gosh, the rainbow reflections in here and all that good stuff that's happening. There's a little hematoid in here, a little iron, a little fire quartz. These are beautiful. Oh, I'm so pleased with these. All right, let's go wash them up. We'll be right back. And we're back. Our smoky quartz has been rinsed off. Given a preliminary rinse from the polish cycle. Ooh, that's a dark one. Some nice, nice dark smoky quartz. So can you see all the sparkle and the rainbows inside? And that's really beautiful. It's a really nice gray smoky. It's really, really pretty. Yeah. Good burnish cycle is gonna get all the slurry out from any crevices there might be. Oh, these are just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just lovely. I'm so happy with the smoky quartz. Let's get it into a burnish cycle and get some pictures taken. So the burnish cycle takes about a day. It's a wash cycle with borax and water, nothing else in it. Oh, so pretty. Okay, success. We'll be back.